Hello, everyone. Hello, YouTubers. This is Anonymous T. Hope you're having an amazing day today. So today we are talking Love and Marriage Huntsville. We're specifically talking about this last episode as far as the issue with the kids not going to this book signing and Martell still trying to shade Melody, trying to make Melody look like the bad guy, trying to say she, quote, didn't allow the kids to go to their book signing and all this and that. I think it's fake news. And because it was later in the scene that Martell is telling his new Mel that they'll have to schedule future things involving the kids on his week with the kids. So he recognized that he's not going to be able to have control over Mel anymore, right? Because he made that comment basically that he can't control, when he sees the kids or what have you, or when he wants to pull stunts like these and make it known that he wanted to see Mel. It wasn't even about the kids at this point, right? He wanted to physically see Mel bring the kids so that he could try to start something. So I can't feature it. But what I am shocked about is these people on social media who are Team Martell, and mainly women who are Team Martell. What is going on? What spell does Martell have you under? He's not even all that, you guys. Like, what is going on? Literally, they're accusing Mel of trying to clean up the book signing issue with talking about the funeral this episode. But were you guys asleep during Mel's scenes last week when she mentioned that? When she mentioned she got an email either the day before or the day of, and this was the second death in the family within, recent weeks or what have you, and the first funeral the kids couldn't attend because it was their week with Martell. But this time, she's able to take them to the funeral, take them to spend some time with family because it's her week. And already the bags were packed, which I'm sure was not last minute, because why would you last minute pack for 4 kids? That already looked ready to go. This already looked like a planned trip to go to this funeral. Mel was explaining all of this on FaceTime, that they were about to get ready and get on the road and this and that. None of the kids were distraught or upset about this alleged book signing. And why Martell wants to be the face of this children's book, but when it doesn't go his way, then tries to make it about the kids that they're, quote, authors. Well, if they're the authors, why are you trying to push this, right? As if you're the person that's profiting off of this and not the children. You see what I mean? But these people are weird. Mel has said for 2 weeks in a row that she's had deaths in the family. She's had 2 funerals to go to. And this second one was finally the time that all of the kids could go because it was her week. And there's people on social media saying that the kids are too young to go to funerals. What? And that the kids should have went to the book signing over the funerals. I kid you not, you guys. I kid you not. They are using this drama to try to paint this picture that Melody is a manipulator, that Melody is setting this up on purpose to hurt Martell, that Melody is throwing rocks and hiding her hands. Why would somebody lie about 2 deaths in the family? And why are you acting like you have amnesia and didn't hear or see Mel have an entire scene last week discussing all of this and reiterating it this week with Tiffany? Did you fast forward or something? Were you not paying attention at that point? Because I just don't understand the lack of, there was all the receipts right there in front of you. But you're still trying to find a way to defend Martell. You're still trying to make it, oh, well, fathers, they need to spend time with their kids. They're divorced. So that changes, right? You're supposed to stick to the divorce decree, right? And so at least Martell got that lesson learned, that this is not going to be a situation where he's going to be able to manipulate Mel or manipulate the situation. But I find it absolutely disgusting that he's still bashing her. And it's been revealed that there's been 2 deaths in her family, and the kids were with her to go to a funeral. That they were driving down to go to the funeral and spend time with family. Like, it's very disturbing. It is very disturbing the lengths that Martell is going to continue to slander and defame Mel and try to make her look like she's a terrible mother, try to make her look like she's deliberately preventing the kids from seeing him and this and that, when it's not the case at all. But to sit there and not even have the facts, not even know the reason that, you know, outside of this not even being your week with the children, as to why Mel wouldn't agree to it or why Mel would say no or what have you, but to then just go in this campaign, this slander campaign, is disgusting. It's like you didn't even have the intelligence or thought process to think, maybe already Mel has something planned. Maybe there was something serious going on with Mel's life or Mel's family to where it prevented her from bringing the kids. You're not even thinking of that. You're thinking about your own ego, your own narcissism, that this is a way to throw a dig at you. This is some way to hurt you. This is some way to embarrass you. And that's what I'm sick of. I am sick of it, you guys, because between the delusional Martell fans, I can't take it. I cannot take it. And Martell continuing to push this narrative with his new melody, I'm over it. I'm absolutely over it, you guys. And I cannot believe that he is going this route to still try to do this sinister nastiness towards Mel. And now it just looks like he's even more bitter, right? Because Mel's literally for 2 weeks discussing, you know, the stress and how everybody's grieving and everything else that's going on. And Martell is still trying to paint this picture that, you know, it's something personal against him and this and that. And it's like, you guys aren't even on speaking terms. You guys literally have to go through a third party to communicate. Because that's how bad your situation is. So I'm just very disturbed, you guys. I am very disturbed that there are people on social media saying that children should skip the funeral. Like, what? Like, are you serious? Like, what families did you guys come from? Seriously. Like, I don't know about you guys, but all of my family, since I was a kid, anytime there was a death in the family, I went to the funeral, regardless of how old I was. So this new thing where kids should have to skip 2 funerals now, because they already missed the first one when they were with Martell, that Mel didn't try to, you know, bring the kids or take the kids away or what have you during Martell's week. But when it's her week, it's a problem. Mel's being difficult. Mel's not being reasonable. The kids should miss the second funeral so that they can have this book signing that Martell is making all about himself. Like, make it make sense, you guys. Why are people this delusional? Why do people have amnesia? Why are people lacking intelligence, lacking validating the receipts of what took place, what the real truth is, but are bending over backwards to still make excuses for Martell? Are you hoping you get a shot with them or something? Are you hoping that you could be the next Melody Holt and make the show like his delusional mistress seems to think? Is that what it is? Because nothing else makes sense as to your hatred and your obsession with Mel. Even if you don't like her, what Martell is doing is shady. What Martell is doing is disgusting. And those of you who've been through divorce, those of you who know people who've been through divorce, or what have you, you already know what type of game Martell is playing, but you're choosing on purpose to act ignorant about it because you hate Mel so much that she's not breaking down and crumbling and destitute and broke and not dependent on Martell because she was the breadwinner all along. He's the one that looks destitute and broke because he's throwing everything at the kitchen sink to try to become something because he can't do what Mel did. He can't be successful in the way Mel did. And he's trying to throw all of these projects out at once to see what sticks. He's trying to throw all the stuff out there to try to make a quick buck. Or use other people to try to at least have his name out there as a figurehead. Even though they know he doesn't have the intelligence, he doesn't have the business acumen to go through and follow through and be successful with any of these things without Mel, who's the actual brainchild. But wants you guys to believe that he's the one who, quote, made Mel, when we now see it was Mel who made Martell, who it was Mel who was trying to be a good wife and still make it look as though her husband's the provider, her husband's the leader, but really it's Mel that has the license, it's Mel who has the business acumen, it's Mel who has the drive to get the family business into a lot of successful projects, into a lot of successful venues, to land all of those contracts that they had when Mel previously was active, working in construction and property restoration and everything else. That was all Mel. And now we see why Mel dissolved everything, because she knew that Martell was still going to try to use those businesses to try to scam other people. But now he has to go back and beg the Scotts to buy into Scold again, which is going to end up being a disaster. And they are, if they take Martell back, they've really lost their minds. At that point, why not just come clean with whatever he has over your head? Because now you're willing to risk your business being depleted, all because you still want to keep your cheating a secret, even though mistresses still keep trying to come out and expose you to the point that their friends are trying to do it to try to show, hey, not everything is what it seems with the Scotts. But, again, just back to the original focus of Martell still just, like, not even thinking for a second that something could have happened, that something could have went wrong, that something personally is going on in Mel's life to where she's not just going to uproot the kids in the middle of her week with them about this last-minute book signing she was told about. She didn't even know that the kids even wrote a book. Is disgusting. And literally Mel has said for 2 weeks in a row that there were 2 deaths in the family. The kids missed the first funeral and the first opportunity to spend time with family because it was the week that Martell had them. So therefore, this week in particular was the week that they were having the second funeral and spending time with family and grieving together and this and that. And Mel had the kids for the week. But Martell is still going on this smear campaign. Make it make sense, you guys. Make it make sense. Because hopefully Tiffany tells Martell, hey, Mel had a funeral to go to. Mel had a death in the family. This wasn't a situation to spite you or whatever. I hope Martell feels like an idiot then. But he's probably still going to flip it and try to make it Mel's fault, right? That it's Mel's fault that there was a death in the family, right? Because you already know he's already trying to flip the narrative. But to just see his behavior on Saturday night's episode of how hard he's still trying to make Mel look bad, and then there's delusional women who think Martell is cute, that are willing to go to bat for him, and saying there's literally tweets on social media, you guys, that are saying that the kids should have missed the funeral. that the kids do not need to be subjected to a funeral and should have went to the book signing. Like, that's how I just do not understand the thought process. I do not understand the thought process and everything else. Like, it's just crazy to me. It is absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. But let me know your guys' thoughts about this. Let me know what you guys think about Martell still slandering, still defaming Mel, still trying to make her look like the bad guy because he has no access to her. He has no access to her life. He has no access to what Mel is up to. So he has no other choice but to continue to slander. That seems to be his only thought process, is he wants to continue to slander her. He wants to try to paint her as a villain, but has no receipts, has no information on what Mel is actually up to and what she's actually doing, and not taking into consideration any other possibility as to why you last minute let her know about a book signing. You let her know last minute that the kids even had a book with you, and not taking into an account as to why she would not be able to bring the kids in the middle of her week with them, that she may have already had plans. But you at least realized that moving forward, anything involving the kids, your new Mel has to schedule it on your week. So you did get that message that you're not just going to be able to plan stuff on Mel's week and get away with it and try to manipulate it. And then when it comes around to being your week with the kids, you're going to try to cancel and say that you already have them, inconveniencing Mel. So those are the thoughts that I have. Let me know what you guys think about this. What do you guys think of the spin that Martell is still trying to do, the slander that he's still trying to do against Mel about this book signing, and these delusional people on social media who are saying the kids could have skipped the funeral as if they didn't already miss the first one, and that the kids don't need to be subjected to going to a funeral? Seriously? Who raised you? What is going on? I've never heard of that. I don't know about you guys, but I'm super close to my family, and I've never heard of just not going to a funeral. Like, what? Like, even as a child, if it's your relative and you know them, like, why wouldn't you go, right? Why wouldn't you pay your respects? Seriously? That's what we're doing in 2022. There are people who hate Mel so much that they are willing to go this far to defend Martell. Make it make sense, you guys, because I'm not having it. I am not having it to where these people are so deluded and do not see the manipulation in the games that Martell is trying to spin on national media and national television to make his ex-wife look bad. No. You need to be held accountable for your cheating and getting another woman pregnant and still trying to paint Mel as the issue, and how you're trying to be manipulative and shady with the custody situation and the custody arrangement from your divorce decree to still try to make Mel look bad because you have no other cards to play. So those are the thoughts that I have. Please let me know what you guys think in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post new content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.